And so I want to introduce you to this amazing soul who has changed so many lives, who continues to change so many lives, has gone from, can you brand this little business, to I'm building a movement, I'm doing massive, amazing things that you can all learn from. But you know, his business is all about energy. And I'm sensing that we should match that energy. And I see your energy and I'm going to make it even bigger. So get on your feet. Let's give him the standing ovation that he deserves. I want to hear so much noise coming from all of your tables. Give it up. Louder and louder and louder. Come on, everybody.
So, with that rapturous applause, it feels silly to ask, but would you like to have even more energy, even more confidence, even more focus? Give me a yes! Yes! Fantastic. Not only would you like to have more energy, confidence and focus, because that's great, right? But would you like to feel freaking awesome as yes! But that might not be where you are right this all the time. Because, let's face it, maybe you're in this position where mornings might be a bit of a struggle. You might be reaching for that cup of coffee. You might be going for maybe the Red Bull or whatever legal or illegal substances. It's just to get you going, right? But then you're finding that actually it kind of creeps into the mid-morning, into the afternoon. Before you know it, you're living on caffeine 24/7. And the only thing that's doing is it's keeping you jittery and you're not entirely sure exactly what's going on every single day and you're on edge. Or perhaps you're so busy, you're trying to run all these amazing businesses, trying to get these great brands going, trying to make sure things are working the right way, that you're just grabbing that food when you can, because it's not a priority, is it, right? So you just grab all of the food, you know it's the wrong food, you know you shouldn't be eating that food, you know it's full of carbs, you know it's full of fats, etc. But hey, it's just to get you going. So not only have you got the psychological knowledge that you know that you're doing the wrong thing, but then you're feeling hungry sooner anyway. So what was the point? Potentially, you've been doing this for so long, day in, day out, burning the candle at both ends. You know, because you've got all those commitments, right? Business has got to work. You've got to spend time with the family. What about those friends that you're going to see everyone's every second format? And your self-care starts to drop to the point where you drop, you're no longer working. Possibly, you're in a fit of giggles and thoroughly enjoying yourself.
Must be in a squash shock, you know, just.
But possibly, you kind of got that feeling now that, you know, you've started to age a bit. I know you guys haven't, you're not in this place yet. You've started to age a little bit, you feel that kind of brain fog coming in. Things that used to take you moments not long ago is now taking you kind of like hours, if not days. And some of it you feel like you're just never going to get old. You feel like you are just generally getting old and you just don't like it. Or perhaps you just spend all your time just juggling and struggling, trying to keep things afloat, but actually you just burn out, you're worn out, you're overwhelmed. You don't know what to do next, and you know that if you stop, the whole thing's going to happen. What if? Certainly it didn't have to be like that. What if you you fueled your body in the right way? Meaning that you were putting nutrients and nutrition into yourself that you needed. That meant that you could keep going and you didn't have that psychological buzz saying you're not getting it. And the best part is, you've just become a powerhouse of achievement. You're just going to go through and smash through all your goals. You're going to make those achievements just happen. So picture this. You've got now more time, more energy, and more focus. Which means all those tasks that you thought were really hard, maybe homework, it's suddenly become so much easier. Yes, that homework as well. And you're finding nothing's a problem. In fact, what if you were in a position where even though you were doing so much more, you felt like you had more time. You felt suddenly so much more productive. You were doing more with less. It's kind of one of those mantras you hear in corporates, isn't it? And not only this, but you've also got that feeling that you're going to age well. You know you're doing the right things. You're actually putting yourself first. You're spending time with your friends, your family. You're living a lifestyle that you're enjoying. And it means that you're not fearing old age. In fact, you're looking forward to it. So if you're in a place where, at home, you're struggling, you've got all this kind of problems, you're reaching for the caffeine, you're reaching for the burgers, you're reaching for just anything to keep yourself going every single moment. But the reality is you want to have a life which you're actually thoroughly enjoying. And that you're proving to other people that you can be an example that they can live to. Then you don't believe something would need to change? Yes or no?
Yes.
I don't believe it. Do you believe something? If you're living this really shitty life, do you want to come? Sorry. If you're leading this really not very nice life, and you realise to live an amazing life, would you want to change something? Yes or no?
Yes.
And I personally believe this is true. I believe the way you get there is by becoming both fit for business and fit for life. Now, what do I mean by being fit for business and fit for life? I mean you're working on yourself as much as you're working on your business. Because we've all heard the saying, haven't we? Health is wealth, right? Raise your hand if you've heard that saying. Health is wealth. But how can I see so many people spend so much time chasing wealth that they sacrifice their health? They sacrifice their health on the altar of busyness. And the thing is, it's not leading a good example in any way, shape or form. In fact, have anybody here read Harvard Business Review? Just raise your hand, or heard of Harvard Business Review? Read the internet maybe? Saw any kind of article? Mm-hmm. Anybody seen a newspaper? Actually, that's a bad example. The thing is, you can open up Harvard Business Review. In fact, most publications these days that deal with health, wealth, leadership, business, so again, Forrester, Gartner, KPMG reports, and they all say exactly the same thing. You know, leaders who put themselves first are the ones that are driving the most successful businesses. Yeah. Leaders who put themselves first drive the most successful businesses. Now, why is that the case? Why do you think that might be happening? But let's look at the other way. We've all seen examples of bad leaders, right? We've all been in organisations or worked with businesses that have had really bad leadership. And usually what's happened there, you've got things like blame culture, you've got people that are short-tempered, frustrated, angry. You've got people coming in haggard, tired. They're the ones that are burning the candle at both ends, right? And what's that showing? It's showing that that is the norm. That's acceptable behaviour, apparently. And the crazy thing is, they're the people that are complaining that their staff are angry, frustrated, they're not coming up with ideas, they're taking time off ill, and they're surprised about it. Has anyone noticed this, yes or no?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. So if you think about it, if all of a sudden we start to look after ourselves better, as leaders, as the born leaders that we are in our own businesses, then that's going to have that same ripple effect. Just like, for example, if you're looking after yourself and your own family, then the rest of the family benefits. Yes or no?
Yes.
Brilliant, aren't we? The other kind of little point I was going to talk about today is, has anyone heard of the American College of Sports Medicine? Yes. I've got at least one person, that's good. Sometimes go events, there's nobody. So they're a great body, they've done lots of research, specifically in health and wellness and fitness, etc. And they came up with nine kind of key areas that health and fitness kind of really helps drive people. I'm only going to touch on two of them, so don't worry, you're not going to get bored. The first one, it might be a bit of a surprise to you, I'm going to talk about stress. Apparently, stress is a big deal. We have stress in all sorts of businesses. I'm not going to be unkind and ask anybody for their experience about stress, but I might be nice and kind and ask you if you've experienced good stress, because I'm going to challenge the thought that stress is bad. I'm challenging that thought straight away. Here's the reason why. So if we go back, so many tens of thousands of years ago, I think probably about 20 or 30 or 40 or 50,000 years ago, that's too far, we all lived on the savannah. Yeah, we all lived, we hunted, we foraged for food, etc. And that's where our stress response came from. It came from this place where you had a choice. You either recognise that thing in the bush is something to eat. I'm going to have to be careful how I say that. In fact, I'm not going to say the other bit. Or something that's going to kill you. There's three options. You guys work out the third one, right? So if you didn't get it right, you've only got two chances of it being a good thing. And the other one, it's not going to be a good one at all. So your stress response was there to get you from 0 to, you're not my bloody lunch, as quick as you possibly can. And get out of there.
I'm not.
Right?
I'm not.
You're not. And you, it's lunch.
Okay.
So that's exactly what our stress response is there for. We get stressed as a stimulus that drives our bodies to take an instantaneous reaction to actually make something happen. Where's that fit in today's setting? Where's that fit in modern day setting? Today, when we think about stress in the workplace, etc., we think about all those nasty things that can happen. We get the workloads, we get the demands, we get the unreasonable timescales. We get the fact that people want more out of you for less. Guys say, well, no, don't answer that question. It's a dreadful question to ask. But the thing is, this is what tends to happen in most areas of business. And that drives people into this position where they're constantly spending time just doing the do. And make matters worse, most people's jobs today involve computer work. Raise your hand if you use a computer. Yeah. That's like 100%, isn't it? It's easy to shoot fish in a barrel. So yeah, you've got everybody working on the computers away. This is completely sedentary work. So you've got all these chemicals building up in your body, your cortisol, your adrenaline, etc., which is kind of got no release. It's got nowhere to go. So what does it do? It starts to cannibalise your body. And have you noticed when you feel stressed, you get more illness, more cold and flu type symptoms, or cold and flu in fact. Yeah? But I'm going to show you why stress is a good thing. Because if you can take that energy, that built-up energy that you've created, and give it an outlet, all of a sudden you can get rid of all those chemicals and you can turn it from being a catabolic state into an anabolic state. So we can actually start to build our bodies to work even better. Which means that you need to find physical activity, which was great to hear about, for example, the kids playing. Lady does play with kids. Yeah, because again, really, really important part of behaviour. Having them sat in front of the screen all the time, dreadful idea. And it's the same with adults. Sit in front of the screen all the time, dreadful idea. Get out there, have a walk. It's why when you go for lunch, etc., you go for a walk, you feel so much better when you come back.
That's why.
Not that. So that's the thing. We've got to try and find these kind of outlets. Now, stress, we also use as a way of being able to build better what we want to make work. So if we hone it and choose what we want to stress about, then we actually make it our friend. Who's learned how to drive a car? Raise your hand. Yeah? Who remembers how stressful it was to drive a car for the first time?
Stressless teaching your son.
Yeah, not as stressful as teaching your son. Yes, I have never had to say the word stay out of the bloody ditch so many times in my entire life. Yeah, so 100% agree with that. But it's stressful because all of a sudden you've been given this killing machine, yeah, and you've got to sit there and try and keep it under control as you're bummy hopping down the road, trying to get somewhere. You're constantly focusing. You come out after that 1 hour with the tutor and you're exhausted, aren't you? But who would have swapped any of that stress not to drive, not to have the benefits of being able to drive today? So stress actually can be a really good thing if it's managed, and that's the key thing. So through developing a better awareness of your own health and fitness, becoming fit for life, you can become more fit for business because you manage that stress better. The other thing we're going to talk about from the American College of Sports Medicine was, well, it's the elephant in the room, right? And I hate to say it, but when you go into businesses, the boardrooms are getting bigger. I'm not talking about the number of people in there, unfortunately, I'm talking about the people that are in there. And it's a crying shame. I've worked with people for decades now. Some of the most best change makers in the entire world, working on multi-million pound, kind of multi-billion dollar changes, changing the lives of tens and hundreds of thousands of people. And yet the only change they're seeing in their lives is their health is deteriorating. It's a hard thing to swallow because the probability is you may know people that are in that same situation. They're working really hard, they're trying that hard to serve other people, to help other people, and yet they're the ones that are struggling, that can't really help. And the thing is, that leads to all sorts of the complications. You know, if you think about it, if you look at stuff like non-communicable diseases, you know, once you start to lose your health and lose your fitness, you're more susceptible to things like, you know, diabetes, osteoporosis, sarcopenia, a whole variety of other things, even cancers and stuff. You know? It's not a nice place to be. But when we start to work on ourselves, all those non-communicable diseases, those diseases we can't catch from other people, you know, we don't need to have them. They can, in some cases, they can actually be reversed. So, you think we learn these types of things, right? And the WHO, the World Health Organization, back in 2010, they did a big survey. I don't know if anyone read that one. It was a roaring read. It was nowhere near as good as yours was, I honestly. So they said in 2010, there's 1 billion people on this planet are overweight or obese. 1 billion people. That's an eighth of the planet. Now, I don't know if anyone can remember back in 2010, we had people like Jamie Oliver, right? He was doing all those meals for school kids, wasn't it? And trying to teach them how to have great, nutritious meals. Yeah, we had other kind of celebrities talking and championing, you know, how amazing this is. We had Arnold Schwarzenegger, for example, over in the US, championing a massive, great big health program across the US, including in impoverished school areas. So you think by the time WHO do their next survey in 2019, things are going to be a bit different, right? Mm-hmm. I'm absolutely pleased to say things are massively different. Yeah, we're now 1.6 billion people, and looking at the latest figures, we're on the way to 2. And the prediction is, by 2035, we will have 4 billion people on this planet that are overweight or obese, costing the planet over $5 trillion just in acute care alone. That's half of the planet.
McDonald's would be happy.
No, maybe. Yeah. The thing is, us Brits, we're leading the way. 65% of adult Britons are overweight or obese. Get in there, eh? 65%.
That's like a shitload of it.
Yeah, Europeans are that much better, by the way. So it's not a brilliant place to be. So, would you believe now is probably a good time for us to change?
Yes.
For us, not only just to change for our businesses, but also to change for better mankind. Well, you might be thinking, who the hell is Marty Sharp anyway? Why the hell should we listen to me? But I'd like you to think of another question. I'd like you to think a little bit more about car insurance. Yeah? Everyone loves car insurance, don't they? That's the one thing that, you know, you can't wait to do every single year. Buy a service you never want to get served by. But the thing is, that one moment that you need it, I think you're so glad you had it. Now, if you were with me back in 2014, you'd be stood in the baking hot sun in the middle of the desert, with green uniform officials all around us. With my young daughter on one hand, my son in the other, and we're kind of shuffling along these queues. It's nothing like that, don't worry, it's not a bad story. We're actually just in Disneyland, Florida. In fact, we're in Universal Studios, queuing up for the Incredible Hulk ride. So not only did they have the green uniforms, they had those purple shorts and everything. It was quite cool. And I was kind of wandering around down this queue, etc. My daughter's going, "Is it going to be scary, Dad?" And my son's going, "But it's going to be fast, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be fast. Yeah, it's going to be fast. It's okay. But not going to be too scary. We're going to be fine." I keep shuffling down this queue to get towards the front. And as the youthful kind of guy in his bright purple shorts comes on to me and says, "Sorry, sir, you can't move this wrong. You're too big to fit in the seats."
What? You're too big to fit in the seat.
I'm too big to fit in the seats. This is the land of the big people, and I'm too big to fit in the seats. What am I going to do? My kids are desperate to go on this. They've been queuing for like an hour. Thankfully, a friend of mine came with me, Andy. He took them on the ride, and I stood at the side, listening to their laughter in the wind, with my wife and my mum. And yeah, I'd love to tell you that was the only time that happened on holiday, but I'll get lying as well. I feel like I've been lying to myself for a while, I think. And there's several of those roller coasters I couldn't go on. I don't think it really hit home until. What do you guys do? Because when you're on holiday, take loads of photographs. Yeah, it's like you almost, it feels like hundreds of photographs of everything. This is a plant, this is a flower, this is a tree, this is a plant. Yeah, this is my mum, this is my dad. And then we came back to the apartment. I ordered this kind of big villa thing with a pool and crocodile in there. So I've never had to have a place with alligators before. And we started looking through these photos. My mum had got this beautiful photograph of me and my wife on the monorail between the Magic Kingdom and the car park. Anybody been there? Never on the monorail? Yeah? So a few. The thing was, I had moves bigger than my wife's boobs. Yeah. It's kind of that point I thought, something's just got to change.
Bra.
Have you? Exactly. I know it wasn't so high okay? You get the special service. So something else. I mean, has anybody else had one of those absolute moments where something just slapped you so far in the face that you have to do something different? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. Loving to hear that. Because that's what I was. And I'm a true to my word. So as soon as I came back to Leeds, I went down to Virgin Active. I got myself a gym membership. Yeah. I hired a PT there and then. This little dynamo called Kez. She used to whip me within an inch of my life every single week. I felt like dead. Yeah. And not only that, but I downloaded a diet plan off the internet. I was kind of going through all this, and you know what? After 6 months, the results were
Epic.
nothing. Absolutely nothing. Other than feeling like death every week, which is not a good idea. But nothing, absolutely nothing. So I thought, okay, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. Maybe this thing isn't for my body. You know, maybe my body's different. Maybe I just need to go something slightly different. So we tried different diets, and I've got a lovely supportive wife who did a lot of these with me. So we did South Beach diet, the Mediterranean diet, we did the Atkins diet, we did some various different MLM things, you know. We even tried things like fat burning coffee. I mean, who on earth thinks fat burning coffee is going to work? A desperate person! The only thing at that point that was fun was doing the karate with my daughter. That's only because she enjoyed kicking my ass. Sorry. Need to censor myself. So yeah, this was like, just kept going. Because you don't want to give up, do you? You don't want to feel like you're doing the wrong thing. And after a while, we ended up in Lanzarote, at the top of Mount Roger, me and my wife Sarah, watching the sun go down on New Year's Eve. And so I said to her, it's like, I've been doing this for 5 years. In 5 years, all of them's lost 10k, shitload of money, and pretty much with dignity, I think. Nothing's going to work. Yeah, but you're loved. Your family loves you. You do some amazing things for us. You provide so much for this family and the extended. She says you've got a great circle of friends that you do crazy things with, and you thoroughly enjoy doing that, and they love and respect you. Not only that, we've got a great number of colleagues and peers in the industry, and the industry is always asking for you to come do work. You're never ever short of clients. So maybe where you are isn't such a bad thing. So you're probably right. Yeah, your wife's like. But you're not looking for great breeding stock. If I was a racehorse, I would be shot. My dad's got fibromyalgia, diabetes, and cancer. My younger brother, 2 years younger than me, he got diagnosed with diabetes and fibromyalgia. And just lost my uncle to cancer, pancreatic cancer. Let alone the 2 lots of dad's had. It's not very long. Maybe Martin, you just need to enjoy the time you've got now. Just a little bit. God, I do hate my wife's brain. So you know what? Came back from holiday. I just got back stuck into everything I normally did, apart from the gym. I left that one alone. And I just got involved with everything as I normally do. In fact, I went down to one of the public speakers universities down at the Crown Plaza near Gatwick, Felbridge. And over the morning breakfast with James DeWine, it's the fun English, obviously. Thoroughly enjoying tucking into the bacon and eggs. And this gentleman walked up to one of the delegates called Pete. And you see someone, you think, my God, I've got the guy who looks after himself. I mean, he wore an absolutely impeccable suit. It looked like he was just pristine. He looked incredibly well proportioned. You know, he looked like absolutely fit as kind of thing. And just the most beautiful experience of a man. The kind of one that is thinking, if I was, then I would, but I'm not. So you guys can get that? Well, no, chatting, yes. And obviously I've been in the conversation. So, you know, how do you manage to keep yourself something? I know you run such an amazing business, but you look fantastic. How do you do it? Well, mine. I have an online fitness coach, because it means that I can just work out no matter where I am. It doesn't matter which city, county or country I'm in. I just get things done under my own steam. In fact, I brought him with me. Do you want me to introduce you to him? Talk about serendipity or what, eh? Yeah, this is fantastic. So I meet his personal trainer, and we start to do some work together. I learn more about nutrition. I learn about things like meals and how that's going to work. I learn about how to exercise properly. And we really start to put some work into it. And I continue to do the work. And after about 3 months, I lost 10k. 10 kilograms. I lost 10 kilograms in the previous 5 years. I managed to do it in 3 months. Continue to work. We lost another 7 kilograms. I got to the point where my clothes no longer fitted and I needed to get a new wardrobe. It's not going much further, don't worry. I'll get to you in a second. I think so. Listen to more exciting. And then the thing was, I was at a PSA and Andy brings me on stage and he says, so Martin, I hear you're going to lose some weight. I said, yes. He says, how much are you going to lose? I was like, okay. I used to go and compete in canoe slalom, I weigh 88 kilos. I weigh 88 kilos now, so I said 88 kilos. Then he asked that next killer question, when are you going to do it by? So I did a bit of calculations. I thought, okay, I've just lost 17 kilos in the best of 6 months, so I should be able to get down to 88 kilos in another 6 months. So we set it to the July afterwards. Anyone remember what happened during 2020? Yeah. Well, the thing was, I had the bug at that point. I wasn't going to let it stop me. And I went through the rest of the transformation while I was still in the COVID lockdown. And I went and did my own personal photo shoot. That was something I was dreading doing back in 2014. I hated being in the camera. And now today, I will do nothing more than helping my clients achieve the same kind of results, putting themselves first so they start to feel great by utilising the business body blueprint. Because as much as it's good to look better, I might not be an Adonis quite yet, but I'm certainly not the Buddha I used to be. The other things, like being able to bench press, double my own weight, is absolutely fantastic. Not sure where I'm going to use it in a boardroom, but I am willing to find out. But feeling so fantastic, feeling amazing, feel so much more youthful than I ever have done before, that to me has been absolutely amazing. And those are the results that I love getting when I'm working with my clients. You see, the thing is, we talked about having the insurance policy on your life, but the insurance policy on the car. The thing is, your health is the insurance policy on your life. So don't get so busy making a living that you forget to live your life. So I'd like to teach you a little bit. I'm just going to go through 6 kind of key skill areas that I learned that you need, because it's a little bit more than the move more and eat less kind of routine I was the fitness industry started. And And I get it, okay? I really do get it. I've heard all of the excuses, you know, like I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough commitments, there's too much going on, you know, I've got the right gene type, etc. And I honestly get it. There are some things in life we cannot change. You know, we can't change the genetics that we're born with. You know, we are stuck with them today. I know science is looking at changing them. So far they haven't done much with it other than dulling the sheep. And I don't think anybody wants to be dulling the sheep today. The second thing is we can't change our age. We can't change our chronological age. Yeah, thankfully, a lot of people don't act their age, so I'd like to encourage you to continue to not do that. The third thing we cannot change is the biological gender we are born with. You know, that physically does affect how our lives work. And those three things, you know, we can't change. But what does that mean? It means there's absolutely tons of stuff we can change. You know, we can change the lifestyle that we want to live, the nutrition that we feed ourselves, the time that we spend exercising, the amount of time we allow ourselves to relax, and the meaning that we put behind the whole lot. Those things are real things that we can change. We can capture and make that kind of work for ourselves. And we do that through 6 kind of key skills. So I'd like you to write 6 M's on your pads. I'd like somebody to keep me on target, make sure I'm definitely doing 6 M's. If I miss one out, please let me know. I was told I wasn't allowed to use slides. Yeah, you can love that, yeah. So the first M we're going to look at is mind. M of mind. And what do I mean by that? I mean you need to become your best supporter. And you know, we've heard a lot from Tosin, we've heard a lot from Daniel about, you know, how mindset, a component of the mind, is so important to get right. Because every single change that you have starts in your head, you know. Every thought becomes an emotion, every emotion becomes an action, every action becomes a reaction, and reaction reinforces the thought creates an emotion, blah, 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 and as the descending or ascending circle continues. Now the thing I find though is so many people miss this step out. It's a bit like, anyone read Simon Sinek's Find Your Why book? Raise your hand. Not as many as I thought actually. I thought there was a big number in here. But one of the things he identifies is the way most human beings think about things is what they want to do, how they're going to do it, then when it fails they go, why did I do that? Whereas the reality is you need to think about the opposite around. You need to start with why. Why is it we're doing things? And then it's the same with goals. And as Tosin quite rightly pointed out earlier, you know, those New Year's resolutions are such a fabulous example of failure when it comes down to goals. Because everyone has that great moment of inspiration to think, actually, I'm going to do something different with my life. I'm going to try and lose weight. I'm going to try and get fitter. I'm going to run this marathon this year. No, that's next year I'm going to run. But to do that, and then within the space of less than 6 weeks for most people, they stop. Something gets in the way. You know, they haven't got the time again. They've got to go see Great Aunt Judith or something, or they've got to look after the kids, or the house needs a whatever, big bob adding to it. There's always something that crops up. And then what they do is they either forget about it, then when they remember, they think, oh, it's okay, I can quit that. Or they'll quit it there and then. By that point, they've created a habit, and it's not a great habit, because what you're doing is you're reinforcing the melanin pathways inside your brain to say, I am a quitter. You do that enough times, you just give up and you don't start. Whereas people that I work with, they implement a powerful performance matrix where we really dive deep into how the mind works, and how you can make it the best supporter of you. So that rather than holding you back, you use it to promote yourself and push yourself forward. To do those things that are challenging. To do those things that do take that little bit extra time and effort. And the thing is, you succeed when you've done it. Not only that, we then move on to think about some of the more mechanical items, the things that you normally associate with health and fitness. So I'll guarantee you know which one of the next one is, and that is meals. Now, how can we make sure that we feed ourselves well so we can flow and grow? Because you've heard the saying, you know, you are what you eat, right? It was a guy by a French chap, wasn't it? He says, show me what a man eats, and I'll show you what a man is. And the thing is, this isn't just something that happens with us personally, it also happens in industry. If you buy rubbish steel or pig iron and you build a car out of it, that car is going to fall to pieces before it even gets off the production line. So why would we want to put dreadful kind of nutrients into our body that stops us from being able to fuel ourselves in the right way, that holds us back, that keeps us down, keeps us depressed? Whereas when I teach people about the essential building blocks, what they suddenly realise is actually how they can fuel themselves in the right way. So to get nutrition at the right time, in the right place, with the right quantity, and the right quality, and can make those good decisions. So when you're in that moment, when you're really busy and you have to grab something, you actually know what you're grabbing and why, as opposed to being just grabbing the sandwich out of the fridge. Not only that, but we then move on to the other kind of mechanics. Anyone think about what the next part of mechanics would be?
Movement.
Movements! Oh, it's like someone might have even read my notes.
Speaking of movement, should we do a little bit of movement?
Yeah, you can get everybody to move. Stand up.
To move, Martin.
Sorry?
Let's have a bit of movement.
Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Okay, oh, he's already started the massage scenario.
This way. I'm getting trained.
Okay, just bring your arms up into the air. Okay, reach for the sky. This is a stick up. All the way up. All the way up. Now when you bend all the way backwards as far as you can. Give me a big move. All the way forwards. As far forwards as you can. See if you can touch the toes. I'll tell you what, bend your knees slightly, you can hit the floor. And all the way back up. Reach for the sky. Arms out to the side. Stretch your arms backwards. Feel a stretch across your chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Feel like you're trying to pinch your pen between your shoulder blades. That's it. And that a little bit further. Go on, you can do that a little bit more. Okay, and all the way forwards. And all the way forwards together. Cross your arms over your knees up. Stretch your back out. Feel your chest squeeze together. Okay, 3, 2, 1. I want you to go as fast as you can, all the way to reach for the sky. 3, 2, 1, go! Yay! Fantastic. How's that? So a bit of a movement there. So yeah, I mean, movement is kind of the next key thing, right? Because you know, you always want to be moving. That's how you get the energy out of your body. It's part of the equation. You've got energy going in, you've got energy going out. You get equilibrium or something where you've got a deficit, then that's when you're going to start to change how your body works. Also, if you have too much coming in, then that's going to increase these kinds of equilibrium. But the thing is, it's about moving with purpose. Because there's so many people I find when they start thinking about how they're going to actually change their lifestyle and actually adopt a healthier lifestyle, what they do is just go out there and start running, or they go to some crazy fitness class where they're going for like 50 or 60 minutes, and the person at the front that looks like a stick rake shouts, 5,000 more burpees! That has got to be the scariest thing in the entire planet. 5,000 burpees, wouldn't you agree? Oh, just one burpee. That's next, don't worry. So if you've got these kind of this expectation, you've got to be constantly moving, you've got to feel like death when you come out of bed. And the thing is, that doesn't help. Because all that happens is, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, what do? Stop. And as we've said before, if you quit at one thing, you're going to constantly create this pattern of quitting. Whereas actually, when I work with my clients, what they learn is the fantastic fitness activator, where we actually look at what kind of movements support their specific goals of what they want for their life, and then work out how to make it fit. And you'd be really surprised how little you need to do to sometimes get the biggest effect out of it. Not only that, but then we go on to the fourth kind of skill area, which is one that a lot of people don't really think about until it's mentioned. That's the skill of moderation. Skill of moderation. So basically, how you can give yourself the time to repair, recoup, and regenerate. So you've probably read articles in whatever magazine, so there's loads of them about saying how it's important to relax, how it's important to take that time out for yourself to actually allow your body to change and to grow. But the thing is, how many people actually really do that? That wasn't a question, but I'm really pleased to see 5 of you. I'm a bit worried for the rest of you, maybe. 6, sorry. I'll catch you later. So, that's the key thing here. It's not that many people actually take that time to do it. And it takes time. Your body can go from, not stressed, with the saber-tooth tiger behind you, to, jogging across the savannah faster than Usain Bolt in a heartbeat, when it's given the right motivation. But to be able to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, to get your body into that sort of rest, digest, and repair state, takes time. It takes time for your heart rate to come down. It takes time for the cortisol, the adrenaline, etc. to move from your body. It takes time for things like dopamine and serotonin, etc. to come in and to help that kind of repair cycle. So laughing and having fun. Spending time not being stressed. Not spending every single moment having to think about your business, because thinking about your business and thinking about all the crap that you're in, that's stressful, right? And this is a crazy one, and you guys are probably going to think it's bad, but what I teach my clients around this, when we go through the stress-free, the stress-free relaxing solution, is you're in a position where if you, I don't know what I was going to say now. Don't you hate when that happens? Right. I'm not there. Right, so it was about the conversation about Mark, and it was about birthday cake. That was it. Right. So, yeah, you're laughing, right? And that's the good thing, because most people, when they think about things like birthday cake, you're thinking, oh, I'm on a health kick, right? I can't have birthday cake, can I? I'm not going to ask you to raise your hands, but the fact that most of you have a smile on your face probably means yes. That's exactly what you're thinking. But see, the thing is, if you're stressing over having the birthday cake, right, and not having the birthday cake, how's it going to impact you? And how's it going to impact your son's party that he's having? And what are the mothers going to be thinking? Or what are the fathers going to be thinking about you? What happens when somebody offers you a second slice, you haven't been having the first slice, and then what about the other things that are going to be there? You've got all this stress going on. You've got the stress going on, right? Have the damn bloody cake. Yeah? But stop at one slice. Make it something that you can fit within your goals, within how you need to run your program. Because when you do that, you'll find the wisdom work. Yes, ma'am.
Martin, I'm a kid's entertainer and I have to try and refuse birthday cake every weekend. It's not easy.
Yeah, that's work, that's not your son. Or daughter. Well, yeah, I can appreciate it isn't always easy. But whoever said life was going to be easy? Sometimes the best things in life are the things that you work for. Who was it who said, what was it? It was, live today like nobody else will, so you can live tomorrow like nobody else can. Live today like nobody else will, so you can live tomorrow like nobody else can. Who was that song? Les Brown, there you go. So once we've gone through moderation and we've now got ourselves into a place where we understand how we're going to relax and spend that time for ourselves, we then go on to our 5th skill. This is an interesting one. We're talking about monitoring. So how we're going to feel it, see it, and hear it, the change that we're going through. And this always brings up the same kind of thing every single time, because when you talk about health and fitness, what's the first device that people think about? Scales, absolutely. Scales. This rotten, horrible, square box that you stand on and pray to God. We've all done that prayer, haven't we? Oh God, please let the scales have gone down. Oh, okay, you might be not mono God-like, you might be like a polygon-like, so it might be Almighty scale gods, please let there be a descent, and if there's an increase, may it not be me. You've not done that? No. That won't work. And it's crazy, we're letting this little box ruin our life. It rules our life. When we see it go down, we're elating. When we see it go up, we're saddened. So we take action on both. When we see it go up, what do? We stop eating. Or we go for a bigger run. And the thing is, this can have the opposite metabolic effect on your body, because you can put your body into a position where it thinks it's going into starvation, or you're going into a drought, or a famine or something, or there's some, like saber-tooth tiger behind you. Whatever's happening, it doesn't like it. So what's it going to do? Conserve energy. Which means you use less energy, which means you put on more weight for doing even less eating and even more work, and that feels even more crapper. And then you think, what am I going to do? I'm going to quit. Yeah. But what's the other thing that happens? The weight goes down. Oh, those are the joyous moments, aren't they? You saw the weight scales go down, and what do you do? Eat more cake. That's the crazy thing is, though, you kind of come off it and think, oh, I've been really good this week. I can have that after 8 minutes. Ice cream. Yeah, whatever it is. Whatever your particular thing. Or worse still, you can't think, okay, I've had a good week, I'll go and have an enjoyable weekend. Which turns one incident into, a 48-hour bender. Whereas, what I work through with my clients, I really go through the proven performance manager, where we look and understand actually the scale is just one measure that you need to take for your body. There's a whole raft of other things that you need to understand. So you can see how you feel, what you're actually seeing for yourself, and actually how much you hear from other people. And once you kind of understand all these different KPIs for your body, just like running a business, you can make the right change at the right time. You're looking for those key kind of trends that happen. Because let's face it, our bodies are not a machine. We will put things in at one point and it will have different results depending on how we're feeling that day, depending on where we are in our month, depending on what's happening in our lives. Seems to be looking for those trends. It's exciting, isn't it? It almost feels a shame to bring this at our last skill that we need to think about, but this one is one that I find really exciting because it kind of brings everything together. And that's actually the skill of building your own method. So you have a way to be able to create your own kind of schedule, be able to make things work for yourself. Because, by show of hands, raise your hands if you're unique. Okay? Keep your hands raised if you're individual. Keep your hands raised if you would like to retain being an individual. I like it, this is the right room for me. Because we're all unique, which means that we all have our own wants, we all have our own fears, we all have our own life goals, we all know where we want to go. But the thing is, a lot of the time you're going to go speak to people about health, fitness and wellness, and they will ram down your throat what they believe is right. Get up at 4 a.m. in the morning, you've got to do 3,000 burpees, read 12 books full with affirmations for what? Whatever that is. Yeah? And that might not be the results that you need to get. You might not be a 4 a.m. person, or a 5 a.m. person, or if you're my teenage kids, a 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. person. You might need that extra few hours to get things working. It might be that your goals don't need you to be that committed. It might be that actually your goals are just to feel fitter and healthier. But the thing is, trying to fit yourself into the mould that people give you and say, that's the way you're going to do it, there's no other way else, doesn't necessarily work for everybody. Whereas when we were with the ultimate results regulator, what we get is people to go through and create a schedule that works for them. Create a methodology for work that works for them. So they can go through, they can work out all the things that they need to do to bring their lives together, which includes the preparation, the actual doing, and then actual monitor afterwards. And most importantly, the enjoyment of the whole lot.